What's up, everybody? It's Behavior Code. I have a very special guest, Sultan Parvanta, and I say his name like a fucking gringo white American, but that's just what it is. It's fine. I admire the shit out of this guy, and I almost called him a kid. I admire the shit out of this kid because he's like 10 years younger than me. Oh man, I wish. Oh man, to be in his position at that age. Oh, that's why I want to pick his brain. Introduce everybody. You've already been introduced. If this is your first time on the channel, then you haven't seen a video with him. I've already done 2 or 3 with him. And professionally, he's a real estate agent. Passionately, he's a monk, warrior, stoic, IMC shape-shifting monk to be official, beaded, anointed monk by Arashta Pardibazar. And he lives here at base 1, so he's one of my base mates, I guess. I don't know. And he lives in the main house. I live in the cottage in the back. And he's undergone a lot of transformation. So we're going to check in with him. You know, this channel, a lot of it's dedicated to Arashta Pardibazar, my teacher, and Sultan's teacher. And so what's going on, Sultan?
Man, I don't even know where to begin. Can you give me like some sort of direction of where to begin? Because there's too
We've
much.
recapped. We in the previous episodes we talked about where you started with AZD, how you met him, what the training has been. When's the last time I had you on? Was maybe August?
It was I think it was right before Messengers.
That was a long time ago. Messengers was no, because it would have been after Messengers, because that's the only way. That's the only way.
Okay, yeah, it was actually after. Yeah, it was. I think it was August. I remember that.
I think it was August. So let's think about since August. What's been going on, man? That's basically you moved in. So let's recap base 1 for you. Anything just moving in? We moved in like August 23rd. So what's the deal with you?
Yeah, so you want me to go into like what I learned? I want to have more.
Changed? What's different about you?
Yeah,
Because this is not normal, regular living in a house with other guys
for
4
sure.
months kind of thing. It's been 4 months of what's changed about you, and don't hold back.
Yeah, so that's a wow, that's a very opening question. Let's see. So we moved in here, I think September, beginning of September is when we moved in. And man, well, I can tell you the first thing that that's changed about me is definitely um, my communication. Like, what I'm more aware of what I'm saying or how I'm saying things, and I'm more aware of other people's communication actually too. So, um, more recently, I've had people go behind, like I guess you could say, haters and stuff like that. We all get haters and shit like that. But I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and I can see now who's being covert, and I can see who's, or not see, but I can hear who's being actually genuine when they're calling me and wanting to talk to me. And so I see like the difference there. Whereas in the past, I was not, man, I don't know how to explain. It's very hard to explain, but
You'll get better at it.
yeah, it's difficult to explain. But if I can make it simple, my communication, listening has changed when I listen to other people speak. Um,
Mm.
I'm more aware, you could say, of their delivery, of their communication,
Sure.
and what they're really saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, more implications and unsaid communication.
For sure, exactly. Yeah, unsaid communication. Yeah. Now, another thing is just my discipline. Man, my discipline's been on point, dude. It's
Talk about that. Talk about
yeah.
that. How's that changed since September? We're in December now, almost January. This is
Yes.
December 29th, 2020, the end of a decade, Trump 2020.
Trump 2020. Yeah, so right before I moved here, I had my own place for probably 2 months, I would say, about 2 months. And that was my first time living alone. And it was interesting because I just moved in there. But when I moved in, my discipline definitely reached a different level from when I was living with my parents. Because when you live with your parents, there's, I don't know, man. It's like
Yeah, we don't even need to go into it. We all know. So
yeah.
moving
I mean, it's just
forward,
it's just very easy, because I mean you're not paying rent. I mean, unless you're paying a little bit of rent.
yeah,
But
it's difficult to break ties with the teat, with mama's teat.
yeah, yeah.
Free milk, right? So moving into base 1, what's it been like for you?
Well, right before I moved in, I had very little discipline. I mean, I had fucking $1,600 worth of rent that I had to come up with every month. Um, my discipline definitely grew when I moved into my own place. Now when I moved here,
Mm,
um, my discipline has definitely skyrocketed because I've seen how
yeah.
other people here conducted themselves.
Such a high reference for beginning your journey on your own.
Say it again.
Such a high reference for you for beginning your journey on your own, living on your own, and then living in a base one, which is living on your
Yeah,
own in a base. This is not like having normal roommates. I know because I've had other roommates, but maybe
yeah,
you
yeah.
haven't. So other
Well, I
than
haven't. No, I can't. So I can't say that, but I trust you.
that's what I'm saying. So what a high reference for beginning your journey living in a base, living with other people. You don't have other. You didn't learn a wrong way and have to relearn it.
Right, right. So, seeing how disciplined everyone else is, and it's not like we're like uptight and shit. Like we have fun too, but there's a time to um, have a good time, and then there's also a time to be disciplined and do and get your shit done with whatever that means. And I can tell you, like, my body's completely changed. Fuck, since I've moved in here in what, like 4 months, um, just from eating right. Um,
So you're eating right and your discipline has changed. And your communication, you're hearing unsaid communication, listening better. So what's going on with all of this? Is just this natural growth or like, does it feel like rapid growth or what's the experience like for you? Is it like
man,
heavy? Is it lightning? Is it fast? Is it,
yeah, it's very man. It sometimes it feel like right now, like recently, like probably this past week, it felt very heavy, not in a bad way, but it's like it's like when you get bombarded with so much information, you're trying to like figure out what the fuck, like you're just like,
disoriented?
yeah, you feel like disoriented, and it's like you have to like journal, like I have to journal or something to get it out of my head and onto
Sure.
paper so I can
Right.
uh, like free up my thoughts because my thoughts are just like um, all the things that I'm like learning or if I'm studying something, and I would say it feels very heavy and it's almost like how to explain it. It's like, man, it's like getting like rapid downloads
Mm-hmm.
of information at like a very high speed.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's very interesting though just to see how AZD conducts himself as well, because that also um, that opens like another, I guess you could say like another tunnel that you can see how he's conducting himself, because I'm
Mm.
sure as when we all moved in here we weren't on the level that we're on now, and I would say like a very high percentage high percentage of the reason of that would be because we're observing how he's displaying um, or displaying or carrying himself day to day,
Yeah, we reflect him.
for sure. And man, it's just I don't know where else to I don't know where else to go with it.
So we're right on.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's been a reflection of being around AZD. Your discipline has gone up. Your diet or nutritional habits has changed. So your body is changing. You're hearing more in what people are saying that they're not really saying. And
right.
how has your outlook changed?
My outlook on life.
Yeah. How do you look
Well,
toward and how has that changed?
outlook on what? Say that again.
How do you look towards the future and how has that changed?
Well, for me, how I look at the future right now is, man, recently I've been learning to just let go of any outcome in the future. I mean, of course, I do have things that I want to complete, like I guess you could say goals. I don't really like to call them goals. I never like I always tried to do goals and shit, and it just never worked. So um, I don't do goals, I guess you could say. But there's things I want to accomplish, um, and there's a process for that. But there's not like this. There's no attachment, I guess you can say. Like if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. If that makes sense.
Interesting. It's all just a timestamp, really. This is just part of a time capsule of Sultan's evolution. We had one episode, then we had another episode, and now we got this episode. You were like episode 3 or 4 or something on the
I
band.
think so. I think it was,
This
yeah.
is this
It
is
was
episode
very
like
early.
50. This is episode like 50 or something. We're like a year into it. I just saw the 1 year anniversary on Facebook of like BC was the first episode or something. And so from BC to SP is where we're at now.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. There's no outcome. There's no attachment to the outcome. Like whatever I want. And it's a very like freeing feeling, because in the past I've always tried to like push for the outcome. Like like for example, like when someone's broke, like we've all been broke, and like I'm talking about broke, like where you have like $50 in your fucking account, maybe even less. And then there's a moment where, at least for me, where because I've been in that position, and I've just like let go. I was just like, you know what? If this is all I have $50 right now. If I lose this $50 and I have no more money, my shit goes negative. I don't give a fuck. I'm obviously gonna try to get it out of negative or out of that range of $50, but if it doesn't happen within the next 2 or 3 days, and there's nothing I can do about it, I'm just gonna let it happen. Just see what happens. And in that moment, usually like a day or two after that, somehow, some way, I will get some sort of money, as long as I'm working for it. I'm not just gonna sit there and just hope that it comes. That's stupid. That would be, I'd be a moron if I did that. But I literally just let go of the thought that I want more money right now, and I just focus on putting in some sort of energy into the world of with whatever it is. If it's real estate, or if somebody's cutting grass or something like
Bingo.
that, I
Bingo.
just go out and just do whatever I have to do. Like for its real estate, you have to go out and obviously prospect. So I just keep prospecting, and then eventually I'll either make money prospecting, or I'll make money some other way if I have like something on the side. So that's like a very big, I guess you could say, outlook I have, because I'm not attached to anything in the future.
Definitely. Definitely. Well, so that's very interesting, right? So letting go of the attachment, but putting in the work, to change the material universe. You're putting in your exchange so that the energy flows back in some other way, which it will, but there's no attachment to outcome. So what motivates you to put in the work?
What motivates me to put in work?
Yeah. Why, if there's no attachment to the outcome, why put in the effort in the first place?
Yeah. So I would say for real estate, I think I don't know if you were there, but I was telling AZD this. Um, I can give you one of the reasons for real estate, where when I was younger, I mean, even growing up, I saw how not even real estate, but just sales in general, I saw how other salesmen were acting, and how they would basically just try to rip somebody off, like how salesmen have a horrible rep. Um, I saw how people were being taken advantage of, and with real estate, I mean, there's such a big, like a large portion of money that's being,
Yeah, it's a person's like big
moved.
investment there.
Yeah, it's a huge investment, and even on the if you're an agent, you're getting a huge sum of money. It's not like $100, $200 or $1,000. You're getting up to 10 to 30, $40,000, maybe even more, at sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times where I've seen other people, other like salespeople, do something to steal money from another person.
Yeah.
Not like steal, like rob them, like at gunpoint, but steal as in they will basically tell them something like,
It's not in their best interest. They serve their own interest over the client.
yeah, that, or they'll just say something like, hey, if you give me this on the side, I'll make sure that this happens. Like they'll bribe them almost.
Yeah,
Like
so
they'll be like,
unethical, maybe.
yeah, unethical, in order to make an extra like $5,000-$6,000. So seeing people do that, um, I don't like seeing people get taken advantage of. That's all it really is, I think, at the end of the line. And I think whatever field I would put myself in, I would do really good at, because I think in every field people get taken advantage of, in any type of business. So in real estate, that was like one thing that I really just, it bothered me a lot to see people just get gouged for that kind of money.
So you're putting in the work with real estate to what? Make a name and then change the game, change the code of
I would
behavior.
change the game, and just, I don't know. I just like helping people. I just like helping people.
So just
I
being a
like
better option for people, really
being a better option. Yeah, for sure.
giving them that better option of a better man. Real estate
Yeah,
agent.
definitely. Because I mean, there's a lot of clowns out here that just want to just want to make money, which is cool. I mean, making money is, I mean, everyone's got to fucking make money. We have to make money to pay rent, eat food. But at the end of the day, if you're like gouging people for money, then that's like, how do you sleep with yourself? That's all I have to say. You know, how does someone sleep with themselves if they're stealing money from another person, especially if it's an elderly person
Yeah.
that
Well,
doesn't know what you're doing?
yeah, they're ignorant. They're ignorant of the karmic consequences to themselves. They don't get it
For
because
sure.
we stop doing evil when we just see how we hurt ourselves,
Yeah.
and so they're not hurting for their evil deeds. That's how they do it. So that's going to be some ignorance, or possibly like just they're hardwired evilly, but that's rare. So, awesome, man, changing the game, giving a realty. So do you, well, there's no dreams or aspirations of the future for, in that sense. I mean, you'll keep trucking along and it's going to keep growing. And so last thing, of course, with regard to women, let's talk about women, right? So your interaction, you've been getting a lot of, I just saw Johnny Ranger brighten up a little bit on the inside. He was like, yeah, let's talk about women. So you've been getting a lot of private attention from AZD. This guy's a player, hella player among players. He's like God player, so to speak, something like that. And you're right next door to him. So you're getting a lot of tips and advice. What can you tell us? You have a product that's coming out soon with him. So then we'll end it actually after this. You'll tell us about this. And then, we can stay on for like some dialogue with the guys that are here live. So if you're catching the recording of this, follow, subscribe, and, get on the newsletter so you can see the link about this podcast. So you're coming out with a Instagram game or something like that. Like, what can you tell us about learning Instagram, learning and texting and communication like that with women and dating for you?
Yeah. So the event, yeah, it's a social media seminar, or social media game seminar, and I'm gonna basically go over, because right now, I mean, a lot of people that are posting on Instagram. Oh, by the way, this isn't like an event to grow your Instagram to 1 million followers, because if that's what you think it is, then that's not for you. Because that's not what we're trying to do here. I mean, your Instagram will grow by doing some of this stuff, but it's not going to grow rapidly. It will take some time. But the first thing is what to post. Like, it seems like people are confused on what to post, which seems like you think like that doesn't make any sense. Like, just post. But
well, so here's the thing: is you won't have rapid growth with this, but what you do is you attract the attention of the proper kinds of people that you want.
For sure.
Which is who?
Which is what?
Which is who?
Which is women.
Which is the women in particular.
Which is women, and if you have
that align
I
with
don't know
your
if you want to
values.
say again.
With women that align with your values.
Yeah, align with your values, and if you want to get maybe in front of, let's say, someone business oriented or someone in some sort of business, you can get their attention that way as well.
It's really how to express yourself. It's the art of expressing yourself on Instagram.
For sure, yeah, definitely expressing yourself
with knowledge
and expressing
with knowledge of these key triggers, the key things that you need to hit in people's perception that affect them from a deep emotional level. So it's not about posting more, it's really about posting smart with knowledge of social psychology, genetics, and genetic expression anyway, social, evolutionary psychology, we'll say, and game, right?
For sure. And like you said, yeah, it's not posting more, it's posting well, first I would say posting your values, because some people are posting things and they're actually posting it for somebody else, and they're not actually posting it because they want to post it. They're just like, well, if I post it, this person's gonna like, want to like it or some shit like that.
Right.
And basically, I'm gonna go over a lot of it is just Q&A, because a lot of the guys here they have a lot of questions on what to post.
Right.
Like we just talked about, where to or how to post, like because really when I look at somebody's feed, you want it to look very aesthetic, and you don't want like a million videos, like video after video after video of the same shit, and it's like, someone comes to your page, they're not going to want to see like 20 videos of you in a row. It's like, this guy looks like he's full of himself, unless you're famous, I guess. You have, you're some big Jordan Belfort, but I don't think we're really Jordan Belforts here.
Yeah, and that's not doing the purpose. That's not qualifying. That's not getting the right qualified candidates to be attracted to your Instagram. You'll get some women in that, but that's different. That's just because you're super popular. Like, how to post to attract the men that you want to be aligned with, to attract the women that you want to be aligned with. or that you want aligned with you, you know. And yeah, I think the idea of diversity in your Instagram, and you're hitting all of these different buttons.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're posting the attraction triggers,
Mm-hmm.
which some people are,
Right.
if they're able to. I mean, during COVID, but
And awareness of
I,
that.
I still think there's other ways to push those triggers without, you
Yeah.
know, having physical photo of you
Sure,
for
sure.
sure.
Exactly. It's the meme. There's a concept that you're transmitting through a post. And it could be indirectly. It's just like you said, you're hearing the unsaid communication. So you're posting something so people perceive an unposted information. It's not
Right,
really, it's not the highlight of it. It's like implied by it. So you get very
right,
clever and very and that takes intelligence. So it communicates to someone that can perceive your intelligence.
exactly. And let's see what else. It's gonna be just really the basics, the foundation. You know, I don't want to like go into like a bunch of stuff like, um, you know,
Right.
hashtags are good. Hashtags are good, but
How to use those.
yeah, I think really people need to focus on just posting more and posting the right thing.
Sure.
Uh, some things that align with them and their character, because you don't want to be the guy that's like posting just random shit just to
That's right.
post.
Yeah, you don't want to
Um,
be a joke like that. And you don't need the hashtags at first because you probably already have an audience of people that you will filter out. You're going to polarize your audience with people that are attracted to you, and then it'll repel some people. So you work with your audience at first, and then you got to start hashtagging at some point, of course.
for sure, and you're probably gonna repel a lot of your audience if you're really gonna like show yourself. Yeah, you're probably going to repel a lot of your audience. And I think that's just the name of the game. That's just how it's gonna be. People are gonna unfollow you. At the end of the day, people are gonna unfollow you no matter what. I mean, you could post anything and they'll probably unfollow you. So that's why I would just post whatever you want. Post whatever the hell you want, whatever you like, you post it. If I see something and it hits me emotionally, I'll just post it. I'm not gonna be like, well, I don't know if Jack and Bob are gonna like it, or
I don't.
Cindy's gonna like it. So
That's nice. That's a nice datum.
yeah, just posting, man, just whatever hits you emotionally, just post it.
Right on.
I think that's one of the main, I guess you could say, ideas of it, because then you're posting what truly like affects you, like something that you align with. You're posting, and then when people come to your page, they see that, and they can kind of get an idea of your personality just from looking at your feed. So if your feed is just a bunch of videos of you, then they're gonna be like, who they're not gonna be able to understand who you are. They're just gonna see a bunch of videos. Um, so having videos is definitely not a bad thing. It's just making sure that there isn't like 20 videos in a row. You're having like videos, you're having memes, you're having um, photos of animals, if that's something that you like, or if you like skateboarding, or if you like cars, if you like race cars, I don't know, sports cars. If you like, I don't know, if you like bikes, there's so many different things that you can post. It doesn't matter what you like, as long as you post what you like.
Mm.
So there's like infinite possibilities. It doesn't matter what,
And then there's a communication. There's got to be some words that you say about it and how you use
for sure.
emoticons, emotions, all of that organized together into, the meme that you're transmitting.
Yeah, definitely. And then another thing is just to not put too much effort into it, because I think
Mm.
people like will post and then they'll try to do like everything. Like they'll
Can I
they'll
tell
sit
you
here and try to
something?
find the yeah, try to like sit here for like an hour trying to find a
Oh my
photo. It's
God.
like, dude,
Oh
you
my
can't be
God.
like sitting here, find a photo, then you're trying to find it, like write a caption, then like you're sitting there for like 15 minutes trying to type it. It's like
That's it
if you're
for
if you're
15.
yeah, if you're sitting there like trying to type something, I would just delete everything you're typing and
Yeah.
put like three words,
Yeah.
because you're just like, then at that point you're just, I don't know, it seems like you may be just being disgenuine, because you're trying
Mhm.
to like do all this stuff for one little thing, and you might not even get that big of a result from it. Um, all the stuff that I've had that kind of, I guess you could say, went viral or whatever. Um, it happened by mistake. I didn't try to do anything. I just posted it,
Mhm.
and then ended up getting a bunch of attention.
Sure.
So that's a little bit of what that event will be about. AZD also has a segment. I'm not sure what he's going to really go over. It's, I guess, a surprise for everyone.
Sure. So this is even practice for you. So that's awesome. That's a little teaser. So we got some beasts here that are attending the camp or attending it online. We'll end the recording with this, and then we'll stay on and just, talk Viking Tarots online. We got a bunch of people on Instagram, both channels. Sultan's Instagram also. And if you're, again, you subscribe and look at the link below if you're catching the recording to this. If you want to sign up for the Beast Camp here at Base 1, San Jose, you can reach Sultan Parvanta at Sultan Parvanta. That's what it is, right? It's just your name on Instagram, right?
Yeah. Right.
So there's that. And that's it for here. So thanks, everybody. Os for arriving.